This might be the biggest like Amazon book haul I've literally ever done. Like, look at all these books. I can't even hold them up. So we're gonna get into all of these. There are literally so many, but if you guys have missed the vlogs, you guys have probably missed all of these books. I picked up all of these in the vlogs. So make sure you're watching those because truly, I share so many good books there and I feel like you guys would just absolutely love them. And I don't know, I just do a lot of book hauls because I usually read like between 16 to 20 books a month, and obviously if I'm reading a lot of books, I'm gonna be buying a lot of books. So yeah, let's get into the haul. Make sure you guys are subscribed because there's new videos every single day. No, not every single day. We're not in Bookmas anymore. There's new videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. We're gonna start with some of the book packages because I just think that these are a little bit easier to start with. I only have like 20 minutes because I have a meeting to get to, but it's actually sunny today, which is so nice because I feel like the last few videos where I've like sat down, it's been kind of like gloomy. Also, do you guys like my glasses? They're from Pair Eyewear. They're blue light glasses. I've been editing all day. It's a fun video coming, so be on the lookout. But I actually shared this book on my Instagram stories, so make sure you're following me there because I also share lots of bookish things on Instagram and on TikTok. But this book's by Brittany Cherry, and I read The Holidays by Brittany Cherry and immediately needed to pick up something else from this author because her writing is literally impeccable. Like, I cannot get over how good her writing is. On the back this says, each day I prayed for my husband to love me again. And pretty much it says after 15 years together, her husband walks away from her into the arms of another. So she has to like pick up the pieces. But then she meets this guy who it seems like his life is just completely perfect. And she's like kind of wanting to be with him because she's interested in him, but she's scared. I cannot wait to read this. So many of you guys have said that this book is really good. So this is called Disgraced by Brittany Cherry. And I will link all of these books below if you guys want to pick them up for yourself. I think it's so fun that we can like read books together and shop together. I also picked up Commitment by Nia Forrester. You guys told me to pick up this book. One goal I have this year is to read more books by Black authors that are like not hyped up enough yet. So this is an author who so many of you guys said that you love her, but like I haven't heard of her writing. I haven't heard a lot of people talking about her books. And I actually picked up Afterwards to read by this author. Books called Afterwards, and you guys were like, start with the Commitment series. So this says, this is not your typical run-of-the-mill love story, raw, honest portrayal of people caught in a trap, fighting to figure out what's real and what's not. I feel like this is gonna be really good. It is thick, like she is thick. But I am so excited to start reading like more authors that are just like not hyped up enough. Like Fast by by Millie Belazar is one of my favorite books, and it only has 1,500 reviews on Goodreads. So that's just like a good sign that I need to read more books by Black authors and books that aren't hyped up. I also got 2 books in here, and this is called Fantastic Land. I actually found this from a TikTok, a book talker who like loves thrillers, and I want to read more thrillers this year. This says, get ready for a struggle for survival in the unlikeliest of places, prepare to visit Fantastic Land. And this is like about a theme park, and I think it's like survival of the fittest because something happens in the world where I think they're all stuck there on this theme park, and like there's an investigation years later and a bunch of first person interviews to figure out like what happened during the time people I think are stuck in this theme park. It's in Florida, and it says that the survivors that were rescued after like being stuck on this theme park for 5 weeks, there are pictures that are like absolutely horrific. So it's about an investigation to figure out what happened, and the book talker said that that book is so good. I also picked up Gropey Romance. It's a single dad romantic comedy by Nia Arthurs. It says, it's a billionaire, single dad, my new nightmare boss. I cannot wait to read this. Guys, it says, can I keep my head on my shoulders when the office grump sets his sights on me, and what will happen if news of our forbidden romance gets out? I love a forbidden romance, especially when the FMC, the female main character, is Black. We stan a Black main character. Let's get into this box. I'm trying to do this pretty quick because I have this meeting coming up. And I want to make sure I get through all of these because there are so many. I truly think this is like one of the biggest book hauls I've ever done. So I picked up this book by Christina Forrest. It's called Nyla and Kai. I love Christina Forrest writing. Her books are just so happy and fluffy. I have read 2 books by her. One's an adult book and one's YA. This is a YA book. And I just immediately fell in love with her writing, so I had to get more of her books. This is about 2 high school seniors who fall in love. It says it's a fresh new YA romance by Christina Forrest, and it's an epic star-crossed love story about first love, and not just the will they, won't they, but the why can't they. I love a nostalgic romance. Like when you think back to like falling in love and getting the butterflies for the first time and like all of that, I just think it's such a special feeling, and it reminds me a lot of like Love in Other Words vibes. So her books are super fluffy. If you're looking for a Black author who has like fluffy fun romances, hers are definitely that. And we have some more books down here that are also in these little packages. So we're gonna open these up. I'm gonna try not to freaking show you guys my address. We're gonna open these 3. And the first one is a thick one. Oh, these are thick. Oh my gosh. I picked up Soul Ties by Miss Candace. You guys always ask me how I find books by Black authors, and truly, I just scour the internet. Literally scour the internet, and I feel like it definitely pays off because I end up finding books like this. Like, I've never heard anyone read this. The person who read this, I think it was like one person on Book Talk, or maybe it was on Goodreads. I also look at Goodreads reviews. Like, you can look on Goodreads, go to the romance section and then categorize it by Black authors. You can like look through the books that people have read. I do that a lot, and I find a lot of these books that way. And this says, soul tie is an intense connection between 2 people that binds them together mentally, spiritually, and physically. From the moment his eyes met hers, there was something. Time stood still, the world around them vanished, and instant electricity. Immediately, she owned him in an inexplicable way he couldn't quite understand. He couldn't escape her, not in his dreams, and soon not even in his reality. He was the man that made her soar. There was nothing in the world she wanted more than him, absolutely nothing. His touch made her levitate. When she was with him, she was limitless. He felt like home, but sadly, he was home for someone else. What? I'm excited to read this, and this is by a Black author. Actually, a lot of these books in this haul are by Black authors because, again, it's one of my goals for this year. I also picked up The Devil You Know, and I picked up this book by Elizabeth O'Rourke, and I picked up another book I'll show you guys in a second. This one, I don't even know how I found this one. I think I found this one on Bookstagram. I also want to read more books by indie authors, like just new authors who've like never written a book before and who there aren't a ton of reviews about. And this says, there's a devil on my shoulder, and every Monday morning she announces herself. She's this delicious flame in my chest, a flurry of whispered suggestions in my ear, and every single one of them is about Ben Tate. Ben, stealer of clients, evictor of homeless women, nemesis, sitting across from me every dang Monday with his lovely smug smile and his 2 perfect teeth, the living symbol of everything I hate. It's been my policy to avoid him, but when a case comes into the firm, one that could change his career and mine, I make an exception. It means weekends and evenings by his side. It means enduring his smirk and his smart mouth and never taking the bait. Until the night, Ben says, beg. And that devil on my shoulder decides to make a few demands of his own. So this sounds spicy. You guys know I'm not a big spice girl, but we're gonna try some new books this year. I also picked up The Return by Ninny May, The Chronicles, Book 1. Now, this is a unique one because I was sharing how I wanted to pick up books by new authors on my TikTok. And there's a ton of friendships over there. We talk about books, so make sure you're following me there as well. But one of my friendships commented and was like, hey, you should read my book. And I was like, bet. Now, I am very big on, like, I don't take gifting from people because I personally just feel like, I don't know, I just don't want to have like a lot of books in my house or a lot of things in my house that I'm not going to like use. So I just don't really take gifting from brands. I don't really take a ton of gifting from people. I like to be as minimal as possible. And so if someone is like, hey, you know, you want to read my book, I'll send it to you. I don't normally take gifting. And I actually bought this myself, for one, because I want to support the author. That alone was like, I'm definitely buying the book. But 2, if someone recommends me their book, I have to make it sure it's something that I would like. And some people have recommended like self-help books, or they've recommended books that are like fantasy books. I was gonna say thriller, but they actually haven't. And this book looks like a book that I want to read. For one, the cover is incredible. On the back it says, the cheer captain is dead and someone is hiding something. Like, I want to read it. Like, I already want to read it. It's by a Black author. Like, It says, can she reopen a cold case and make it back in time for her parents' wedding? This looks so good. It says the body is uncovered in an empty classroom at Lincoln Lane Prep, West Jackson Boulevard. It's ruled as an accident, a heroin overdose. The case is closed within a month. Holly Steinfeld already has enough on her plate with her parents' re-engagement, school, and settling into a town she once considered a distant memory, but who can resist a good mystery? Enthralled by the Layton case, teenage girl found drugged and dead on the night of her prom, Holly enlists the help of 4 unlikely kids, and together they find themselves digging into a world of lies, secrets, and manipulation to uncover what really happened to Scarlett on the night of her prom. I haven't heard anyone talk about this book, and I'm so excited because this is a book by a new author. And then we are running short on time. We got like 10 minutes left for this meeting, so we're gonna rush through these. And we have another book. This one is called Lucky Hit by Hannah Cohen, and it's the first book in like a hockey romance series. It's about Oakley and Ava, she hates hockey players. She had a nasty breakup that she swore off all hockey players for good, but y'all know what's gonna happen in a hockey romance. Like, she's gonna be like, I hate hockey, like, I don't like them, and then she's gonna see Oakley all brooding and sporty and freaking out there on the ice and just be like, I'm obsessed with him. I don't know, that's just my guess, but I love a sports romance, and this is by an author that I think is not a debut author. It might actually be, I don't know. A lot of these books here are by debut authors, and that was like something I did for a reason, because I feel like I bought a lot of books by authors that are like super hyped up, and that's fine, but like sometimes I almost feel like I've already read the book, you know, like so many people have talked about it. I'm like, I feel like I know the story by heart, and I haven't even opened the pages of the book yet. So we have a lot of books in here. The first book is First Meet Foul by Jacqueline Snow. This says, if you're a fan of sports romance, Jacqueline Snow has to be on your list. And this one is about Romeo and Luca. And Luca does not have time for feelings in his plan to get to the NFL. He's just like straight, just wanting to you know, get to where he needs to go. And Lorelai, she's in her junior year, she's on the soccer team, and she's enjoying time with her boyfriend, but then she ends up single and stuck living with her brother. And it says that Lorelai ends up in a fight for an internship with the guy who broke her heart, and she teams up with Luca to wow her professor, and Luca's the guy who's gonna like try to be in the NFL. So they have to team up together for this like project and the internship, and it just looks like a really good book. The cover alone, I mean, who doesn't want that? And then there's a FedEx car sitting outside, so if Vane starts barking, that's why, because someone is probably bringing me more books. I actually have more books on the way, so make sure you're watching the vlogs, because I'm always doing little book hauls because I read books so freaking fast. Also follow me on Goodreads, because I update my Goodreads every single week. I also picked up Higher Love by Alexandria House. I cannot wait to read a book by Alexandria House. I have not read anything from her yet, and I own so many books from her, but it's because they're so short, the covers are so cute, and this is about a popular travel blogger named Greer Kennedy, and they're living the good life with a successful career. And it says that they get a phone call from a friend that opens their eyes to the truth of their relationship, and then a tall, handsome, and successful man named Derek, he's dealing with his own stuff, and then their paths end up crossing, and they mutually but unofficially decide to share a night, or 3 or 4, of anonymous pleasure. Will they end up experiencing much more than either of them bargained for? I mean, that looks great. What more could you want? And then I also picked up a American Proposal, or I think that's what it's called, Home Run Proposal. Wow, that was literally way off base. And it says the proposal was simple: score a home run and take my virginity, except my proposal went to the wrong brother. It was supposed to go to my best friend, but as fate would have it, it fell into the hands of his infuriatingly hot and irritatingly charming older brother. Lane Collins is Orleans University's all-star baseball captain, cocky pitcher, player on and off the field, the life of every party, and the same guy I've crushed on in secret since we were kids. He's always been out of my league, that is until he signs the dotted line on a proposal that wasn't meant for him and offers to teach me everything. The one and only condition, we walk away once everything's checked off. Easier said than done. When my heart is involved, now it's a whole new ball game. That looks so good. Gosh, guys, I got like 5 minutes. We gotta speed through these. Then I picked up 9 Days. It says he's the saver she didn't want. She's the light to his darkness. And this is by Jolena Falk. Again, I will link all of these below. This is by a like small author, indie author. Also picked up Love Lily by Belinda Mary. It says he's her best friend's brother and completely out of her league. I love a best friend's brother trope. I don't know what it is because it's like it's so forbidden. I just like need more of it in my life. And then I also picked up Unexpected, and this is in the Sun Valley series by E.J. Belaise. And it says whoever said college is the best time of your life is a big fat liar. So it's a college romance. And it says he's cocky, too handsome for his own good, and everything Amelia does not need or she thought. I cannot wait for all these books. How did I even find these? Like, I literally don't even remember. I also picked up What If I Love You by Yvonne Marie, and one of you guys actually said you started reading this because I recommended it. And I recommended it during the Stuff Your Kindle day because it was like a free book, but I wanted to buy it because it's very rare that I find books like this, and this actually has a autism rep in the book, I'm pretty sure. And it's very rare to find not only an autism rep, but she's a Black woman, and I just was like, I need this in my life. It says there's no room for error in Renee Johnson's life, and one of my friendships started reading this book and said, you have got to read it, it's so good, and they're like, thank you for recommending it. I haven't even read it yet, so this is definitely going to be top of my TBR because I need more books like this in my life. I also picked up Colti by Mariana Zapata. This is a slow burn, and it's about I think a soccer coach who ends up falling in love with one of the people on his team. You all right, bud? And I think it's like a college like coach and student like thing, so it's not like she's like super young or anything. But I have heard great things about Mariana Zapata's writing. I just have never read anything from her. Then I also picked up The One with the Kiss Cam by Kennedy Steele. This is a sweet romantic comedy, and it says it was just one date. My friend told me I needed more fun in my life, so I reluctantly said yes. Fun wasn't exactly in my wheelhouse. After watching my own mother's love life implode, time and time again, it's only natural that I have a few rules to protect myself. Actually, it's just one rule. Avoid relationships with men so I don't get attached. Y'all know what's coming. You know what's coming. It says, I wasn't worried. Getting attached has never been a big problem for me. This guy was such a warm body in a chair. I was here for the basketball game. I was absolutely not here for my date. Or the kiss cam. Or the kiss. Or the impromptu evening with one man who seems bent on throwing my tiny world off of its axis. But when my life takes a nosedive, he's also the man who seems bent on proving to me that good men do exist, dreams can come true, and sometimes throwing out the rule book is when the magic really starts to happen. Sounds so cute. Then I picked up Body Check by Tegan Hunter, and this says, I have 2 goals for the season: be named captain of the Seattle Serpents and stay single. He's on the right track until Auden Sinclair, and they're stuck together for a night when their plane is forced to make an emergency landing, and that's all the promise that they make. One night, then they go their separate ways. Except she pops up again and again and again, so they keep meeting up even though he and even though they both are like, we're not going to like have a thing together. So that looks like a good one. And then the last one in this box is The Rival Bid by Reese Ryan. This says she'll fight for what she wants even if she has to make a deal with the devil. And this is about Camilla, who I'm pretty sure she's trying to get like a house or something, or get some kind of like building off the ground in Chicago, and there's like a realtor, Mackay, who like doesn't, maybe he wants it to happen, but they have to like come together and they're rivals because like they haven't liked each other in the past, something like that. I saw this also on Stuff Your Kindle Day, but it's so freaking cute. And how could I not support a Black author, you know? So I had to get it. And now we're gonna do Power Hour because we have like 2 minutes left before my meeting, and I wanna make sure I get through all of these. I picked up the book Someone We Know by Shari Lapina. This is one of my favorite thriller authors who writes just like super fast, quick thrillers that I never want to put down. I've read 2 of her books. I also picked up No Filter and Other Lies by Crystal Maldonado, and this is about a girl who pretty much like catfishes herself and lies about who she is online because she wants to like get more like attention, and she's like wanting to get like a boyfriend or something. And I just thought that was like a unique story, and I haven't seen that done very often. I also saw Lily Reed share that she really liked that book. So I was like, you know what, Lily, if you like that book, I trust you. And then I also picked up the book Behind Her Lives by Brianna Cole, and this is actually a thriller. And it's about, like, I think the girl, her sister dies, and she has to go to like the morgue to see like what happened to her sister, and it's like literally not her sister at all, but they're claiming that it is. So she's trying to figure out like what the heck happened to my sister, and why are you guys pretending that my sister is actually in the morgue and this is literally somebody else's body. So it's a thriller, and it's by a Black author, and I've been trying to buy more thrillers by Black authors too, because I feel like, I don't know, you just don't see those talked about as much. And then I picked up Waiting on Wendy. It says it's a love is a dish best served unconditionally. What would you do if you had 6 months left to live? Initially, Kellen Turner plans to live as normally as possible, then go peacefully into the night. But when his longtime crush waitress, Wendy Bell, finally works up the nerve to ask him out, he realizes that he just may have something to live and fight for after all. This looks so good, and this is by an author who is actually in Chicago. I love supporting authors that are in my area, and that is also a book by an indie author. Then I picked up Heartbreak House Share by Emily Merrill, and this says, surely there should be a guide to navigating your 20s, or at least a to-do list at least. And I'm pretty sure that this is a book that's supposed to be about friendship, about finding yourself, and kind of just like figuring out life as an adult. We're on the last box, and we are in the home stretch. This is probably the fastest like video I've ever done with books, but y'all, I wanted you guys to see these. And I also picked up A Code for Love by Bal Cabra. Haven't read anything by this author, but she did write Collide, and I have that on my TBR. It says, a heartbreaking year, a hasty move to a new city, an infuriating new neighbor. While her parents were home, she did something unforgivable. She got on a plane and flew 5,000 miles away and left behind the remnants of her bitter past. So she just like goes to a new city, just like start a new life. I'm excited to read that. Then I picked up Things I Wanted to Say by Monica Murphy, because I want to read A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime, and I didn't realize that this is the first book in the series. It's about Lancaster Prep and like people in that school, but I own the second book, so I can't like not own the first book. Then I picked up Dirty Kisses by Kenya Wright. This is another Black author, and this is a book that I literally saw on TikTok that someone said was like so good. I know nothing about it. Nothing. Haven't read the back. Look how much is on the back here. Know nothing about this book. I just saw like a quick edit, and I just was like, yep, I'm going to buy that. One thing I'm doing this year is supporting Black authors, like 10 toes down. Like, I am 100,000,000% all in for new authors, which I always have been, but like even more so this year. I also picked up Black Rainbow by JJ McCoy. And this is supposed to be a sweet and steamy new adult romance, and it is a book that I also saw on TikTok. I don't really like the cover, but all of the comments in the little like video someone made said that this book is so good. Again, know nothing about the back of this book. We're just gonna read it blind. I wanted to buy a couple that I could read blind, and I also picked up The Last Good Thing by J.S. Jasper. And this is a foes to lovers romance with a happily ever after, and that's what it says. It says, after one summer, it should be difficult for Olivia to dislike her hometown. The sun is always shining, and she loves the sea salt in the air, but the lure of the coast, the ice creams, and even the strawberries from Nick's do nothing to help her forget how she ran away the moment she could. Now, 4 years later, the same empty, loveless apartment will welcome her home, and her annoying neighbor, Noah, probably. He's always been around, whether she wanted him to or not. It didn't matter that they couldn't stand each other. It didn't matter before. It doesn't matter now. Not really. She's only been at home for a little while anyway. She can deal with annoying him for a few weeks, and then he'll push her to leave. After all, one summer can't change the habit of a lifetime, can it? This looks cute. Foes to lovers, their neighbors, had to pick it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know that it was quick and fast. It probably wasn't on your end. I think it ended up being like 20 or so minutes, but it kind of is nice when I have like a timeline, because I have to like really make sure that I speed up the videos, and I feel like it just allows me to get through the books and get through them fast. But the more that you guys are watching the vlogs, you will also see more hauls there, because I read through books like this, and my TBR goes down like this, but it also goes up like this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope that you guys come back in like literally 2 days to see another video from me, because there's gonna be videos on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday as always. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you enjoy the first haul of the new year. Bye guys.